Imagine, if you will, getting banned off the App Store because of controversies surrounding extortion of minors, and then being like, we're back, bitches! I don't send. Friendly 304, older girls are on top. 15. Look at the little Roblox icon! I don't send, so don't try. So if you are not aware, what these people mean when they say don't send, they are saying they do not send private photos. Now I know what you are probably thinking. A dating app for children? There's gotta be more to that, right? That can't be it. We're not at that level yet, right?
It's been compared to Tinder, but for young teens. Wiz is an app where users as young as 12 years old can swipe and meet new friends randomly, and it can be a minefield.
There's a lot of weird people on there. They like to ask for nudes.
The Canadian Centre for Child Protection says
this is wild, guys. Wild. Now, like I had mentioned before, I don't like social media. I haven't really liked social media for a long time. I was stepped back. I was kind of a lurker, if you want to call it, whatever you want to consider it. I don't know. But this is wild to me, and it just gets wilder and wilder as we go through. We need our parents to step back in. We don't need the government to step in and start to regulate the internet like it's trying to do across seas. In, I think, Europe, Australia. I don't know where all of it's being restricted. You're getting arrested for talking your mind, speaking your mind. Even here, we have certain words that I can't use or I get really worried about getting shut down. So we need to be aware of these things and holding to them and doing our due diligence as people. Our children deserve better from us, not from daddy government. We need to stop relying on the government and rely back on ourselves and do our due diligence to vet these things. Now, I don't disagree with some regulation, like the ID identification in order to vote is required. Identification required to get onto P sites. I don't know exactly how to feel about that because restrictions to a certain extent, but again, restrictions through morals and ethics. Where are those morals and ethics come from, right? Again, that's what I was talking about with might. So might makes, but where does our ethics originally come from? And we need to get back to a universal understanding of what rights are. Because as soon as we get to this idea that might makes everything that can be right, so the majority makes the rights, we get into a very slippery slope. But we'll talk about that as we go.
It has received more than 180 reports about Wiz in the last year and a half.
So I did a little research and found that Wiz is actually a lot worse than people think it is. And it's also not the first or the last of its kind. In fact, there are shockingly many dating apps for kids out there, or friendship apps, as they like to call themselves. So in this video, we are going to talk about the rising disturbing trend of these friendship apps, and then we're going to actually look at what is happening inside these friendship apps. I actually posted about this on Twitter the other day, and people were like bamboozled that this was actually a real thing.
I follow Shoe, and she's so funny. Like, sometimes she'll just comment on something, and it just blows my mind. Like, how did you...
Yeah, I have to agree. It kind of blew my mind to see this as well. Regardless of what you want to consider it, whether it be a friendship app or what they end up considering it, Tinder for kids, that is wild to me. Again, it, like Pumpkinhead saying, it rots the brain. Social media in general there was a reason that Steve Jobs did not give iPads to his kids. You don't want to feed into what you know is going to be a degeneracy product.
Find this.
I don't find it. It finds me. There is so much insanity happening on the news every single day. I try to bring you guys the craziest stories, but honestly, it gets hard to keep up. Thankfully, I have an app for that. So before we get into this deep dive, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor. You all know it, you all love it, Ground News. Kamala Harris got something right for a change. Best of all, I am currently...
All right, skipping that. So I will agree with her. Ground News is a good source. So I was thinking about it the other day, and I will skip the ads because I do appreciate her ads more than most, and I'll skip what I can. But I do want to point out that if we don't feed into the good products, the good people that we want to hear from, then the people that we don't want to hear from are going to take over. That's how mainstream media got its roots in the first place, is people were complacent when it came to giving their money. So we need to be giving out to the people that deserve that sponsorship, right? And on that note, thinking about it, we've got a couple of shout outs that I would like to give. For one, AI Jambles, King Crambler, Mr. B Crambler in our chat. He has a couple of channels for music. AI Jambles and AI Psalms for the Everyday Man. Those two are very good. They're AI, but they're very good channels to listen to. Tyler TV, Cool Vic. Please check them out. Marte, OTE. Let's see, OTE with Marte Rules. Check them out, guys. We need to stand together. We need to stand with people that are actually trying to give a good underground information, not the mainstream media. We need to get back into understanding that we have our freedom of speech, our freedom to protect ourselves, our freedoms, and we need to hold to those. So with that, again, like I said, Ground News gives you all perspectives so you can understand where you're getting your news from, which is important. Using AI to turn to for companion. Yeah, so that's just it. Homestead Wench. AI is getting to be very dark with the companionship. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how they'll go to ChatGPT for a recipe. They can't go to Google and Google something and go step for step anymore. They have to go and have ChatGPT tell them step by step, like feet. I don't use it like that. Like I will use it. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a tool because the cat is out of the bag, right? There's no putting it back in. Pandora's box is open. We've got to regulate it as we can. So I'm trying to utilize it as a tool because I'm a potato, let's face it. People turning to it for companionship, I've been hearing quite a bit of feedback of people going dark and doing things that they should not be fed into to do. They should be pushed away from that, right? Homestead Wench, I refused to use it. I thought it was odd from the get. And I refused to use it for a long time. And I need to be able to feed it back into the voice. To my calling, it feels like, is to be out there, and I've been using it as a tool to help me understand my flow. I'm not using it nearly as much. I liked it because I got to use it for my emojis on my Discord. If you like the people in the chat, and if you're not already in the Discord, please join my Discord. It would be, awesome to have you there too. But we'll go ahead and get back into this.
And now back to the video. Now, little known fact, Tinder was the original Tinder for kids. No, I'm not joking. Tinder used to have a 13 to 17 section. Kinder, if you will. Tinder eventually got rid of it in 2016, but the market for a...
Well, I would hope so. As I would hope that this wouldn't have ever happened, but I guess if they had a Kinder, then this is bound to happen, I guess. But that's... What are we doing, guys? Come on.
Tinder for kids was apparently still there. So it wasn't long before people saw dollar signs and created their own friendship apps. There are many friendship apps on the App Store for minors, like Yubo, Hoop, Perp, Scoot, Badoo. What in the Dr. S. Seuss is this? The Skadoos were on their Badoo app sending their Who's pictures of their kazoos.
See, I'm a potato. I don't rhyme like that, but that was fairly decent. We got a Dr. Seuss in the house right now.
Listen, back in my day, we didn't have Tinder for kids, okay? We had wholesome gangs on Habbo Hotel and Club Penguin. Whatever happened to getting good old—
What? Okay, apparently I wasn't part of that one. I don't know what generation she's from, but I didn't do that. That's for sure. The chat is hard for me to keep up with. I didn't even do that as a kid. I wasn't a social person. You would watch my streams and probably think otherwise. I don't know, maybe. Part of the reason why I do it behind a camera and the mic, because I don't do it very well in person. But you would think I would have done it probably better back in the day, I guess, considering that. But I didn't. I didn't like social media, and the fact that you are able to be subjected to things that you wouldn't necessarily be subjected to otherwise is a little concerning. And again, we as the parents, I speak figuratively, whatever the case is, because I'm not a parent again, but the parents need to be stepping back into the role of parenting and saying, no, you can't have a screen until I've definitely viewed that and be able to make sure that you can't see something that you're not supposed to be seeing, right? Again, going back to the rights idea, we need to get to a firm understanding of what rights are, right? We need to understand that not everything is a human right. The right to life is a right because we've agreed upon it being a right, but the right to the sustenance to make that life is where it gets a little finicky, right? The ability to hunt for your food should be a right. The ability to have food, just to have food, that is not and should never be a right. That is going to be where you have to work for your own ability to survive. The ability to survive is what can't be taken away from you. The abilities are what can't be removed from you without being life or whatever. But you can't say that you have a right unless you have people to back that social agreement on, right? Like I mentioned before, I have my own proprietary version of my definition of rights, that being a right is a morally or legally justified claim that allows a person to act in specifically agreed upon ways without interference, or to secure the ability to act without interference by others, by force, when and as necessary. Because again, without force, nothing is possible. If we don't have the right to the Second Amendment, if we don't have the right to keep our other rights intact, I can't be here speaking. Shoe0nHead can't be bringing us this information. That site wouldn't be possible probably, but we would be very much more restricted on an individual level. We cannot allow that to get to that point. Yeah. Wigmoto, and that's just it, is I played those games when I was a kid as well. Kick the can, capture the flag. We played together. We got to know each other. You learned to be a tough person because you could handle it, and we can again. We need to get back to the idea that we have the ability to have our own rights personally and individually. But again, we need to get to a fully understanding nationwide definition of what rights are going to be moving forward.
Fashion groomed on Skype. The main friendship app currently making headlines right now is Wiz. Wiz, the Tinder for Kids app, exposes kids to predators. Congress must act. Congress? Half of Congress is probably on this f***ing app. You expect me to believe the government currently protecting Jeffrey Epstein is going to do something about the Jeffrey Epstein app? New York.
And that's right there is just it right there is when we're talking about majority of the Congress of the They won't even allow the list out. And I've had the song play before, but we want it. I don't care if there's a list. I don't care what it is. There's people to be held accountable, and we need to be continuing toward that. And it's not just Bill Clinton. That whole thing was redacted. I haven't seen it myself. I want to, but it needs to be pushed. We need to be furthering toward that. Pumpkinhead, yeah, I miss LAN parties too, man. Like where it was just who you knew already, and you got together and were together. It was just a community of your own, and you were able to visit and communicate personally, essentially, because you already knew them. There are some places I've found that the community is great, but social media in general has to be, again, it's going to be morals and ethics, and we need to get back to a solid nationwide understanding of where those morals and ethics are coming from. Foofy, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you. Remember, video games was something you did with your brother and your friends sitting around the same TV, and everything is so online now. Nothing feels like it has weight to it anymore. Yeah, Mr. B, I completely agree. So the kids, younger and younger, are going out and finding things like this. Like they want that connection so badly that they're seeing the older generation going out and flitting around. And that's why we as parents need to be understanding that they can't be allowed to be fed into that flit idea from a young age. And they're already 13 and older. Anyway.
City teens told the Post that Wiz, which is available to users 13 and older, is similar to a dating app in the way you swipe through profiles, and that some underage users are relying on it to arrange hookups with strangers, including adults. It's like Tinder for kids, a 16-year-old high school senior from Manhattan told the Post. Like, literally, when you think of Tinder, that's what it is. Trying to hook up or, like, date. Many of the profile photos are thirst traps, with girls in sports bras and boys posting shirtless selfies. It's marketed as a wholesome app when it's actually not a wholesome app.
Again, that is wild to me. The owner of the Play Store is not doing anything to regulate what's going on to the Play Store. There's no, I think she talks about it, and maybe I skipped over it, but it talks about how there's a good age verification process on this app, and that these kids should be verifying their age, and they shouldn't be over and under whatever. And it's not that great of an AI. It's AI. Yet again, like Homestead Wench was saying, she doesn't agree. This is why AI is not a good thing. We shouldn't have ever let it out of the bag. And we always talk about how it can be the detriment of society, and yet we continue to feed it, myself included. What am I doing?
There have already been multiple arrests across the country of adult predators sexually assaulting teens they met on the app. In Washington, a 23-year-old man was charged with rape earlier this year after meeting up with a 12-year-old girl on Wiz. The victim told police he claimed to be 15. A 19-year-old
And again, this is supposedly, verifying their age, and I'm pretty sure she'll go over it here in a bit about the age verification process, but we'll see how it goes.
Marine in Hawaii was charged with sexually assaulting an 11-year-old girl he met on the app, and a 27-year-old Chicago man is facing charges for sexually assaulting several teenage girls he met on Wiz while also pretending to be a teen. In 2024, Florida's Department of Law Enforcement arrested a 20-year-old man for using a computer to solicit a minor, after investigation revealed he was speaking to a 14-year-old girl on Wiz while purporting to be 16. Okay, so not only like 20-something-year-old adults were pretending to be younger, but younger people were pretending to be older. How the f*** is there no age verification on this app? At Wiz, the safety and well-being of our teen users is our highest priority. Oh, that's good to hear. Wiz uses sophisticated AI safety algorithms for age verification. You what? You're relying on AI for this?
There it is. Sorry. Yeah, so again, we're relying on a robot to tell us whether this is an actual age that should be on this at all. Like, if they're underage, their parents shouldn't even be allowing them to be on there at all, to be completely honest, at most of these sites, because they have too much access. There's too many people with bad intentions in the world.
Safety of children on your website? May I remind you, we are still in the very early stages of AI. It's nowhere near where it has to be to handle important things like this, to handle verifying people's ages on a dating website for minors. What the
Really?
Seriously, what the to think that at the very, I mean, I understand that we've come a very long way with the development of quote unquote AI, but this is wild to think that AI can actually judge the age of people, where most people will go on to ChatGPT or whatever and get told that they're way younger or way older than they are. Hey, Mara, thank you very much for your engagement. Natalie, thank you. Natalia. I am terrible with names. If I ever mispronounce anybody's name or assume anything, I'm sorry. But thank you very much for joining us. Mojo, good to see you, buddy. It's good to have everybody in the chat. Thank you very much for joining me. I was a little bit late on tagging, so thank you very much for your support. And we'll get back into this.
Is designed to connect kids with strangers, and furthermore, they allow both kids or both teens and adults onto the app, and they claim that they separate the kids from the adults by robust age verification tools. But I personally have tested those tools, and 3 times, every single time I tested them, I was able to create an account as a 16-year-old, and I was put into a category where I was encouraged to date 15 to 17-year-olds.
Like what? Like, that is wild to me. Again, if we're going to be allowing this kind of a app, we need to be making sure that age verification is seamless, that it is absolutely and utterly airtight, because it gets worse, but this cannot be allowed to happen. And yet it is.
Tell me why I saw a 20-something-year-old say they were 16 and easily get into Wiz.
Verify your age. To make sure you connect with people your age, we need to verify yours. Age verified. That didn't take...
Or this 20-something-year-old that said they were 15.
Age verification.
Why is it both the septum piercing? What? Ladies, I'm just going to say it as well. We don't like it. We don't like it. At all whatsoever. We don't. Stop. And I understand that if you don't want to be dating, I put the nose ring in because I don't want men to look at me, but yet I'm on dating apps, ladies, and I hate to say it, but I am. And you are on the dating apps with the nose ring in. So why are you on the dating apps if you want us to stay away from you? Like, the septum ring piercing is just, we don't like it. No.
Age verified, fun start sound. What is that?
What's at stake here is that adults, particularly adult men, can pose as 15-year-old boys and hook up with teenage girls or teenage boys.
And that's the thing. Now, men are who have the testosterone. They're the ones who crave that attention, that physical attention, right? But that's why we need to have this age verification absolutely seamless, because it doesn't matter whether it be a female, male, doesn't matter, because yes, both genders have a problem with that feel to want that connection or that intimacy with the other gender.
Boys, for that matter. It's as simple as that. Stephen Balcom, founder of the Family Online Safety Institute, told the Post. Stephen Balcom was able to sign up for Wiz as a teen. Oh,
he was young enough. I mean, he looks young enough, right? Again, AI, it's seamless, right? It's so good that they've put this in charge of making sure that this person is at the age that they should be. So he looks young enough, right?
Wow, he must look pretty young. Oh.
What? That guy does not, there's no way that if any person were to be filtering through these photos, that they would say, yes, that guy's under the age of 18 to be on the app with kids under the age of 18. Now, those 25, 20 something, whatever they were with the septum rings, they could be potentially mistake. I probably not myself, but maybe by some people. But that's why we need people to be verifying this stuff and not just leaving it to, as she mentions later, the clankers, right?
Oh no. It's honestly just incredible to me that this idea was pitched to people like Tinder for kids, and nobody in that boardroom immediately got up and punched that guy in the head.
In the throat, dude. The head, like the head is pretty solid. That guy deserves more to be coming up with this idea, to be pitching it in front of a boardroom. He should have been right in the throat. This is wild to me. Like, he should have been booted out almost immediately. We, again, going toward that Epstein Island, that idea of the list, the idea of the file, whatever it is, this should never have even came into an existence. It should have been immediately shut down if it was considered a Tinder for kids. What?
This idea should have never been spoken into the world. This is a curse upon our lands. The CEO should be trapped inside of a crystal for 1,000 years. So who are the geniuses behind Wiz? Let's take a look. Oh, it's just a bunch of f***ing nerds. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. Okay, so the CEO, Thomas Don...
Uh-oh.
Can I say that? Now, I know what you're thinking, and yes, he is French.
So what would it be if he's French? Don Niger?
It's always the f***ing French behind this shit. Cutie is now this. It's seriously time we start asking the French question. Believe it or not, this is not the first time Wiz has been under fire. Last year, Apple actually had to remove it from the App Store because of extortion controversies. Apple removed the app Tuesday after the National Center of Sexual Exploitation contacted the company with concerns about the alleged use of Wiz in extortion scams. Extortion is an increasingly common online crime in which people are enticed to send sexually explicit photos. Once the photos are sent, the receiver of the images threatens to share them online or with family or friends unless the victim sends money. John Sheehan, a senior...
And see, that, again, that's wild to me, but parents need to be stepping up and saying, you can't go on to these because there's so many things that could be happening. Until I've vetted it properly, you can't go on to these sites. And besides the fact that they're all underage. So what are they doing essentially by doing this? And she'll talk about it as she talks about it later on. And I won't necessarily say it because I don't want to get in trouble. She can say it.
Senior Vice President of the Exploited Children Division and International Engagement for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, said his organization has received more than 100 reports from members of the public about minors allegedly extorted on Wiz this year, putting the app behind only Snapchat and Instagram for such reports.
That is wild to me. More than 100 members on a underage app have been extorted in that way. Snapchat and Snapchat itself, I don't think that they're marketed as a kids app, though. They're geared toward kids. I understand. I'm not a fan of it personally, but like Pumpkin's wood chipper, for anybody that's going to be feeding into this idea, like Snapchat, if it was geared toward kids, I would probably be taking the same stance toward it as I'm here, because it designed so that you can delete. It deletes after 24 hours. It automatically does that. So it was designed to hide things from people. Now, Instagram, I've never been a part of Instagram until just recently, until I started to network, until I started to put my name out there. So I'm part of X, I'm part of Instagram, I'm part of Facebook. I go to Reddit to go see the news, because Reddit is the underground of the internet. So I like to see what is online, and they seem to have most of it on Reddit. So I'll go to Reddit. And so if you want to follow me on any of those other platforms, I would love to have the support. And I've think I've dropped most of my information down in the description below. But again, it goes back to the fact that these social media sites are not always the best idea. The greatest intentions don't always end the best, right?
Reports. So because there was extortion allegedly from Wiz, they had to shut it down. And this is the public statement Wiz came out with. Are you ready for this? Hey there, just wanted to drop in with a quick heads up. Wiz is currently taking a break from the app stores due to a technical hiccup.
Hey there, like, they just, nothing's wrong, nothing's going on. We're a literal, like, what is the word that I can use here that would be, because you guys know what I'm going for, but this is, hey there, we're just, we're okay, no worries. Wow.
We're working super hard to get everything sorted out and back to normal ASAP. Here's the deal. If you uninstall Wiz during this time, you won't be able to re-download it until we're back up and running in the App Store. So we recommend hanging tight. We're really sorry for any inconvenience this may cause. We appreciate your patience and support. Stay tuned for the update, and in the meantime, keep enjoying Wiz. Thanks for
It being banned from the downloadable should be, I don't know. Our system, something needs to change, because if it's being banned from the downloading, wasn't there a reason for it? And if there was a reason for it, why wouldn't the whole app be like shut down? You just stay tuned. We'll have updates. We'll be back on this. Thanks for being part of the Wiz family. Like, you know, we didn't do anything wrong. It was everybody else. Like, I'm sorry you made me make you feel that way. Like, this is like the most narcissistic apology I don't know what is going on right now. This is wild.
For being part of our Wiz family. Oopsie poopsie, we still will f you wucky. And when they were allowed back on the App Store, this was their announcement.
Wow. Insult to injury, like, that's a slap in the face after laughing at you. Like, I don't know exactly. Wow.
Imagine, if you will, getting banned off the App Store because of controversies surrounding extortion of minors, and then being like, we're back, bitches!
Seriously though, like, to have the audacity to come back with that, not hey, we apologize to the public for being an absolute piece of wood chipper fuel. Like, I don't understand that. This wild to me. There was another one found back called Saya. Wow. Homestead Lynch. That is, again, like she was saying, there's more. And I'm older, so I'm not looking at that, but why would it even be a possibility? Because back in my day, we didn't have the social media, so we couldn't go out and get to know people that weren't in our social circles. But we need to get back to the idea that kids need to be kids, not looking for outside of that social network. At school, I'm not necessarily a fan of school. We need to get back to the homeschooling, but with that comes communities. With that idea comes back to the homestead idea. Homestead Wench, you probably can agree with me there. We need to get back to that homeschooling, that home community idea rather than the public school. But if we have public school, when you homeschool, you still have the capability, the ability to send them to those soccer. I think like there's a bunch of them, art, band. There's some things that are publicly funded that you can send them to without sending them to school. so they can still get that social quality without going to the public schools. And I'm fully behind church, those social communities, getting your kids able to be social. I'm awkward. And I went to public school. I was only homeschooled for a couple of years and I'm awkward. But it's mainly because I'm just a hermit and that's just my personality. But it goes back to, we need to get back to the home communities, that idea to be tight knit. Even across, we have the capability of the internet. I love it because the community that I've built here is just so great. TVT, thank you very much for joining us. Speaking of which, legendary server, like, I know it's more restricted, but the people that are on RSTV, that server, if you're part of Discord, the family that I've found is amazing. So I'm not disagreeing with technology when it comes to the good that it has capability of being. But we need to be restricted, again, through morals and ethics. We need to get back to that idea of what morals and ethics we're going to follow, because we need a solid understanding so we don't start to slide back. We can't slide back. We need to go forward. Enough with the degeneracy, enough with the going apart. We need to come together again and stand together. If you want to be part of Tater Nation, please, I would be more than happy to have you part of Tater Nation, where we become unified again.
The audacity. We're still working on getting back on the store. We miss you guys. Stay strong. I like the hashtag attempt here. Nobody is using that shit. It sounds like a rapper. Free my...
If anybody's using that, they should be immediately put on a list. Like, she talks about not downloading these apps, and there's no way that I'm going to be downloading these apps. There's no way that I would have going to do my research, my due diligence on this. So we're going to take her word for it. But regardless, I'm seeing people in my chat talking about other platforms. These aren't a good thing. They shouldn't have been allowed in the first place.
Homie Lil Wiz, he ain't done nothing. Okay, so what exactly is on this app? Well,
Homie Little Wiz. That's if that was a rap name. I know it's not, but that would be a, what are we, R. Kelly?
well, I am about to show you. I will be getting these screen caps from other videos about this topic because there is no fucking way I am downloading any of these apps onto my device, okay? I am on way too many lists already. Anyway, here are some examples of some profiles on these friendship apps.
Again, I'm sure I'm on too many lists already as it is, and I haven't even been on social media, especially how long Shoe0nHead has been. So I don't blame her. So we'll take these as face value, but I appreciate the research that she did. TVT, I was watching Andrew on a panel and 1:30 a.m. last night. Oh man, that would have been cool. I wish I would have caught that, Andrew. And if you haven't checked out Andrew, definitely check out The Crucible. Andrew Wilson, Rachel Wilson, they're good people. The flack that they've been getting is some bullshit. But man, he is a good entertainer. I'll give him that. But we'll get back into this.
On here, I guess. 510 16, don't send. Hit me up. I'm a good listener. Don't be dry. Don't send. LOL. I don't send. Friendly 304. Older girls are on top. 15. Look at the little Roblox icon! I don't send, so don't try. I don't send, don't ask. So if you are not aware what these people mean when they say don't send, they are saying they do not send private photos. May I remind you that this is an app marketed towards minors, and these minors...
So again, it happens so frequently that they have to put on their profile that they don't do that, or that they, like, it shouldn't even be an option. The AI that they talk about, if anything, again, I don't agree with it being a part of this at all, but it should be absolutely shutting that down as soon as it sees skin at all, whatsoever. Like, even if your face is, just kidding, but seriously, the ability to send these shouldn't even be possible on this app because it's for underage people. What? No.
minors feel the need to put in their profiles that they do not send nudes to strangers. That is how prevalent that is on this app. They feel like they have to go out of their way to say they don't do it. This one literally has to say, I don't send, stop asking.
Stop ask. That is wild at 16 years old. Now, again, that's age verified through an AI, so who knows how old they are, but I'm assuming that's their profile that they set at 16. But stop asking. Maybe she's just got some morals, some ethics. She started out with them. She started out with basically one or two, and it was like, yeah, stop asking that. I don't know, and props to her. But either way, props to her. But the fact that you have to, again, it shouldn't even be a possibility. It should not.
Bro, what the Trades 17. All send 14. Wow, those are some
I'll send at 14. Goodness.
interesting names they have there in Australia. How exotic.
How exotic. Yeah. Again, that's wild. This is wild. This one, American flag here at 16. And my she big, by the way, like, yeah, that's not a good sign. I don't know. I mean, face blocked out, but is he 16? This is not okay.
My shit big, by the way. 16 years old. No Bill Cosby shit, but if bitch is sleeping on me, then I'm a fuck 'em.
What the? No Bill Cosby, but yet you then go on to say, if I get the option to, I'm gonna. Like, what is going on with this app? Like, is there no one watching this app at all? On Facebook, you have people blocking you for stupid. Like, you can report this kind of activity on Facebook, on Instagram, and yet is there no one watching this at all? Exactly, Pumpkinhead. His words of love. Wow. And what is going on?
What? Hit me up if you are a girl that plays variety games, listens to music, and has a decent amount of beauty, so I can actually appreciate you. I don't date gays or blacks. Teen mom, if you have a prob, keep swiping.
At 14, teen mom. At 14. And this is why. This app right here. I mean, maybe not this is why this particular case, but this is definitely going to be feeding into that. That poor kids need to be able to be kids. And at 14, you are still a kid. I don't know how I stand on the frontal cortex lobe being developed to 25. I don't know exactly how I stand on that. But at 14, you are definitely not old enough to be having that responsibility for the rest of your life. Men need to be standing the up, and women need to be starting to understand their worth, their value in society. Yeah, this is crazy. 14. Man. It hurts my soul, guys.
14. I like it in the back door.
What was it? 16? No.
I like.
How do you know that? No.
Get in the back door. Violet, 15. Pull up for and smoking. Bring me a Nick, though.
Nick? I don't get the reference there, but again, all underage. So, my goodness. Wikimoto, I'm a girl. Come on over. Yeah. This, what happened to the Cheaters movies and shows, like Homestead Wench is saying, I love people like Skeeter Jean catching preds in action. That's what we need more of, not more of this, Not more of feeding into we need to find the Epstein Island list, not feed into it, not give more to have to find. Oh my goodness. Mom said she must be a tomato. Oh, the cool verse. What do you guys think of that? Yeah.
To rate eggplant. Oh man, I sure love friendship apps.
At 16, rating. At 16, rating people's. How would you know at 16? How would you know to be able to rank it? I know I just keep repeating it, but this is wild. This cannot be continued to keep going on like this. This kind of app, this kind of degeneracy is why I'm fatigued. All of it just lumps into degeneracy fatigued as far as I'm concerned. And this is part of it. I don't like this idea. I don't want to continue on with this path. And if that means we need to get to Christian nationalism to get away from this, so be it, I guess. But it goes back to the fact that Christians allow you free will, the allowance to choose what you want to do, how you want to do it, because you can't take that away from someone. But you can take rights away, right? And we'll talk about that as we go on in my channel as well. But the friendship apps and the social media and the idea that people can just do whatever they want to needs to stop. And we need to get back to an understanding of what is ideal or what is good for the society and the people in it. Yeah, like TVT is saying, this is gross, man. Like, screw the list. Wood chippers all right. Then, as far as we need to find that, and we need to, if everybody needs to go down, everybody needs to go down. If Trump needs to go down, Trump needs to go down. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm a potato. I've stayed out of it as much as I can, but I'm pretty sure from the outskirts, I've found that he was not part of it, and that he was the only one that was going against it. That when he found out what was really happening, he said, no, that's not going to fly. And he stopped being associated with Epstein. And he's the only one that I know of. We need to get back to getting to the bottom of it. All of it needs to stop. This is gross. Gross, guys. Gross.
My favorite activity to do with the homies, with the bros, rating each other's dicks. Friendship. I don't send.
Friendship.
You should obsess over me. 15. It's wrong. If you're a sub and a masochist, text me now. Be my yandere.
I don't know. I don't know the yandere. I don't speak that language. I'm not sure which it comes from. A sub and a masochist. I'm trying to think of the reference there too. I think I know, but if you're both, this must be a guy. I would assume. Don't send. You should be assess over me as a guy. And if it's a girl being a dominant, like, girls, we don't like it. Stop. We need to stop feeding into the ability to have it found by the simps and allow them to understand their self-worth. Because no real man is going to want a dominant woman. We don't like quarrelsome wives. We like peace. We like submissive idea, the ability to lead our households. If you want a leader, if you want a protector, you've got to be willing to follow. That's all it boils down to.
You my psychopath. Someone please come collect your daughter. Oh my god.
Yeah, again, if it's a daughter, somebody come collect that and put something in, because yes, TVT, that's what I thought it was. So maybe not punish in that way, but lock her, I don't know. I can't say that, but put her behind bars for a little bit and help her understand that that is not okay. This is 50 Shades of Grey never should have come to the light of day. It should never have gotten out into public. The book was bad enough, but it to be put out into theaters should never have happened.
6'3" football. Text me with Riz. I have a whimper audio, so ask to see.
I'm sorry, what? A whimper audio. Audio? You don't see audio. Okay, I'm probably a boomer. I don't know on that one. That's 6'3". He could be underage, but again, we shouldn't even be allowing this kind of idea in this age to be happening. You should be finding your social network through church, through the public school, public things. Again, I don't agree with public school, but the band, the soccer, those art classes, those kind of things, you should be taking your kid to socialize in those kind of ideas. But this is, we need to get offline. We need to go touch grass as I'm here talking online. I know. I try to touch grass as much as I can, but unfortunately, because I live where I live, I need ability to talk out. I have to be able to talk to you guys. It's what keeps me going.
Holy shit, someone please come collect your son! Where are the freaks at? 15 years old asking where the freaks are at. Sir, I do not doubt at all. Several freaks are viewing your profile. Rate me 1 out of 10. Middle school, about to be 13.
What? Rate me 1 out of 10. Where I do understand that the rating system exists. I watch the whatever podcast. I understand where they're coming from. I don't look at a woman and say she's a 6, she's a 7. That's not how I play it. But every single person is going to rate the person that they're looking at. Whether that be, okay, yeah, they're the person that I would like to be in a relationship with, or whether that's like, yeah, I don't even, I'm not even going to talk to them. Everybody rates people. But in middle school, should not be the first thing on your profile that you're asking to happen. You're just asking to be degraded, essentially. And objectification, again, like I've mentioned before, why are women so bad about objectifying themselves, but getting mad when we catcall them, when we give them the attention that they're craving for now? You asked for it. Now, are we going to get upset because we give you the rating that you don't want? Probably. Now, their profile is set at 17. Their profile is set at 17 and they are 13 or about to be 13. They're 12. They are 12 and they're where's the age verification?
They have their age set to 17, but they're actually 13. So, again, great job. The state-of-the-art AI technology at work here. ChatGPT says I'm 24 years old.
Goodness. Like, yeah, I mean, without makeup, she does look kind of young. I mean, with makeup, she looks pretty young. I would say she's 25, even with makeup on, to be completely honest. Yeah, TBT. When I have, I freaking hope I do have a kid someday, my own. Really hope so. But if I have a kid and I have to have them homeschooled, I'm terrified. Terrified by that point, especially if you're going next year. I don't blame you for being worried, man. I would be worried too. Like, I've got nieces and nephews that are getting up there, and they're going to be getting up there too, and it worries me. Again, I want to have kids. But yeah, this is crazy. So again, GBT, so AI. Now I understand they're probably all a little different, but most open source AI, I'm pretty sure, feed off of each other. So they all have essentially the all same information. I understand there's going to be some servers that they don't have access to. I want to say that at one point in time, GBT4 had access to a server that it doesn't have access to anymore, and so it's not as sharp as it once was. But yeah, 24, 25 is what I would say that she is. And so I understand the verification being hard to be actually verification, even with human beings. So AI is not the way we should be doing it.
Without makeup. My 34-year-old haggard ass. I'm
34? Yeah. Okay. I mean, props. Yeah. I don't know exactly what she's doing, but she must be doing it very well, because I would have guessed 24 probably too.
sorry if I do not trust fucking clankers to handle something like this. Let's take a look at what actual teenagers are saying about this app, shall we? Is Wiz safe? No, I got sent CP on it. Bruh, I got asked, do you trade so many times? Most people on there are horny for real. Got way too many PP pics from people. No, literally at this point, Wiz has become
that tells you right there. The people that are on this app are giving you feedback real time, essentially. Again, Reddit. This is why I'm on Reddit. I am not saying to go to Reddit. If you're part of Reddit, join r/apotatoeseye. But if you're not on Reddit, don't get on Reddit. But this shows you that this stuff is not okay in real time. We should be against this idea. And it goes back to women before they were able to vote. They were able to sway politics a lot better because they had the moral high ground. They didn't have anything at stake. We need to get back to that. I'm not saying repeal the 19th, but I am saying roll back voting. I've said this multiple times before. We need to roll back voting. We need to get back to an idea that if you don't have a stake in the game, you don't get to vote. And the people that want the ability to have that moral high ground shouldn't have to be signing up for the vote, whether that be male or female. I don't know exactly how that would work because we have to have the draft. We have to have the ability to put forth the best of the best. And that's the men in war. Sorry to say it. It is what it is. I'm a man and I don't like the idea. But if it comes down to it, no, I'm going to stand up for you. If I wasn't going to stand up for you, I wouldn't be here right now trying to do my best to stand my ground. So if it were to ever come around, I'm going to do my best to stand with the people of the nation that want to be part of the nation. That's where it comes down to whether we need to be deporting people that don't want to be part of this nation. Thank you, TVT. Very much appreciated that. I really appreciate this sharing of the stream. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Share it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And give feedback. Drop the comments. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm fully open to feedback. I want to be better about this. I know that my starting of my streams start out kind of rough, but I want to be better from the get-go. So please give me the feedback that I need. No more weak men. Exactly. Weak men are making for hard times. I don't like seeing it coming. I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. The next generation. Again, this whole stream has been about that next generation. I want to feed back into understanding what is best for society to that next generation.
Become a child-friendly Tinder. The things I saw were horrifying. 15-year-olds posting videos of themselves twerking, 14-year-olds calling themselves bottoms, 13-year-olds putting shit in their bios like, I'll send if you send. My sister is using a dating app for teens called Wiz, and honestly I find it really unhealthy. She spends a lot of time talking to guys she barely knows. The worst part is, my mom does nothing about it. I've been punished for way less, but my sister never gets any real consequences. I'm just trying to protect her, but she thinks I'm against her, and I'm really scared that one day this could end badly. Older brother, please protect your sister. She may hate you in the moment, but she will thank you in the future. Oh my god, and the fact that his mom doesn't care. This is giving me like actual anxiety.
Yeah, this is crazy. So again, the parents need to be the main contributor to pushing back against this, but the community, siblings, uncles, aunts, those kind of things. We need to all be feeding into being better, not just, yeah, you slay queen, you go out there and flit around, you get your bag, or even the guys saying out there and you be a stud, you go out there and sow your royal oats, or whatever the frick the term is. Stop with the promiscuity. Just stop all of it. This is why we can't have it. Because the younger generation sees you flitting around, bringing home guy after guy after guy. I dated the single moms back in the day, and they were really good about keeping their personal life separated from me, right? Their kids didn't get to know me for a certain amount of time before they were allowed into my life. I was allowed into their life, and I had a lot of respect for that, because those children can't have that going back and forth, people coming in and out of their life. Because this idea is what grows from that view, from that, you know what I'm talking about. They see that, they're going to do that from a younger and younger age. Hey, Never Lucky Rubber Ducky, good to see you, buddy. It's good to have you in the stream here. All right, so we'll see if we can get through this real quick. We've got a few more minutes, about 10 minutes.
My catch. If you're a guy, it's hard. Watch ads to get 5 coins, and once you reach 250, start the boost to get more requests. Oh, it's one of those watch ads to get coins sort of apps, of course.
Freemium app? Friendship app? I guess I can... If this isn't a dating app, how would you consider this? Why would you have to have credits to get friend? Like, what the frick?
So what are the ads these 13 to 17-year-olds being forced to watch in order to get coins or whatever the
And this is where it really goes dark, guys, because again, this is a friendship app.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what type of ads are on these friendship apps. Safe chat room. Enjoy private chats with gorgeous online. Gets our horny. 1v1 video chat. Please tame me. I wanna. AI generate. Not safe for work. Dirty call and come fast. Free video chat with naughty hot girl. Now I know every single social media has an issue with this. Every single one, from Instagram to Twitter, there's always an issue of predators preying on minors on social media. But
this is what the actual... This is a friendship app. Why is that even... None of those ads had anything to do with friendship. It should have been like the frickin' what? Oh man, why am I drawing a blank? YMCA, or the frickin' your local district recreational center or something like that. What the? Oh my goodness. If you need to tell your sister kids what to do, she is not raising them properly. My sister was the same. You kept my distance from the kids because they were disrespectful. They were all grown up. Yeah, and that's the thing, is been there. The parents, if you don't raise your kids, you're going to raise your grandkids, right? You're going to end up having to help raise those grandkids, and grandparents should be allowed to have the freedom to be grandparents. It is what it is. All right.
these apps in particular are created with weird intentions from the get-go. Like, why does a 13-year-old kid need an app like this, where they swipe on photos of people and like plan to meet them in person? They just don't need an app like this. The bad that potentially comes with it completely outweighs like any of the good that can come from an app like this. I remember when like don't talk to strangers online was like the big thing. That was like the main internet rule. That and don't believe everything you see on the internet, which is funny now coming from the boomer generation that thinks like this is real on Facebook.
She's not lying, unfortunately. All right, but that's basically all I've got. We're getting pretty close to being the end of our stream for today. But essentially, we need to be protecting that next generation. We need to be watching what they watch before they watch it, and making sure that we're keeping an eye out for AI, essentially, and the garbage that it has to do with everything as well. But again, what do you guys think? Do we really think that we need swipeable apps for kids to be socializing? Because I don't. I think that the chat rooms, the Facebook, we already have Facebook, Instagram. They can all get on those other apps. I don't understand why we're trying to find other ways for underage kids to have a social life. Your time in your teenage years, the ability to go to school, to have those social abilities, whether that be through the public school, whether that be through the public band, sports, those kind of things, to socialize as a kid is your time to get to know other people, is your best opportunity to get friends. Trust me when I say this, because I have no friends. And as an adult, it is painfully hard to find new friends. So kids need to be able to be kids. They need to be able to have the ability to find their social networks in real time, in real life, as much as possible, as far as I'm concerned. But especially not on a swipeable app where you're literally setting them up to be groomed for Tinder, setting them up to be groomed for older people to go in there and essentially groom them further. This is terrifying to me. A lot of these things that I've brought to the surface the last couple weeks have been terrible. They've been absolutely horrifying to me. So if you like the content that I'm trying to bring to the surface, please feel free to give me that feedback. Like, subscribe, share me out to the other ones out in the human world. Share the starchiness so that we can all get in on the conversation. I want to understand more about why we think that these are the way we want to be going. I understand. I want to understand why the progressives think that it's good, that liberalism, that feminism are good for society. What equality are they really giving when back in the day, both men and women were in hardship? And until technology came around, no one really got educations. No one really got easy, cushy jobs. And when those easy, cushy jobs were available, the women were the ones who took them. Not saying that I'm complaining, just saying that we allowed it to take place. Hey, Pharmacat, thanks for joining us for the last little bit of the stream here. Never Lucky Rubber Ducky. I'm your streams out like thank you very much. Really appreciate all the support that I've been getting. I will get better, I promise. For now, I'll go ahead and leave you with that. Again, please leave your comments in the comment section. Tell me what I'm doing right, wrong, what I can feed you back to, give you more information on. If you come up with some ideas, again, I'm all for it. For now, please take care of yourselves out there. Within the United States, remember your Second Amendment rights. Your response time will always be faster than that of the police. I want you all to stay around. The Bondi incident has been all that much more to force it down my throat that we need to hold on to our rights. That Second Amendment right entirely more than others. So I care about all of you. If you need a nation, please join mine. Those outside of the United States, please take care of yourselves the best way that you know how. I know that your rights are disappearing, and I'm concerned for your safety. You're all very important to me. As for now, Potato, signing off.